everyone, Tina here for Papertrey Ink. I hope you're having a fabulous day. I'm so glad you're joining me. Well, last week we die cut mushrooms and today we're going to stamp them. We're using the Papertrey Ink's brand new Wild About Mushroom stamp set. There's probably every kind of mushroom you can imagine in here, and they're layerable but simple layering, which makes it really convenient and nice. We'll be using this along with the coordinating die set. And then for my background, we're going to create a cornered background using the cornered Décor dies. It's a two-piece die set. We'll use this. And then we're going to do some layering. The panel that we're going to be using to layer, they're going to use two of these. These are the Love to Layer Delightful Brackets. And then for my greeting, we're going to be using the Larger Than Life Hello stamp set. There's a die that'll say hello, but we're going to just use the stamp set today. These two aren't new, but these two are brand new to the shop. If you want to check them out, all the links will be down below. Let's start off by doing some stamping. Well, first let's stamp some leaves. These leaves are layering, and I like to stamp the base in my stamping positioner first because in case I need to restamp, this works out great. Let's go ahead and pick this up with the lid of my Misty. We're going to ink up our base with Aqua Mist ink. Let's go ahead and add some color here. For the layering part of my leaves, I'm going to be using Hawaiian Shores. And I'm going to stamp this a few times just to get a nice dark impression. Wonderful. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and stamp the mushroom tops. Just to make this easy, I'll pick up one of the mushroom tops. For this one, I'm going to stamp it with Lovely Lady. We're going to stamp our next mushroom top with Pure Poppy ink. Wonderful. I'm also going to stamp the double mushroom. We're going to use Berry Sorbet for this. Wonderful. And then I'm also going to stamp the flower. We're going to stamp this a few times. I'm using Summer Sunrise for this. And we'll stamp a couple of those flowers. And then I have a small mushroom top that we're going to use Hibiscus Burst with. We'll add a splash of bright pink here. Okay, so our mushrooms and flowers and leaves are done. I'm going to bring in another piece of cardstock, and now we're going to stamp our mushroom stems. Okay, I'm going to stamp my mushroom stems with classic Kraft ink. Wonderful. Okay, now that we have our stems stamped, I'm going to go over the edges using my Honey Nut ink. And for this one, I'm going to use a finger dauber. And I'm just going to go over one side here. Okay, now I want to take my panels and we're going to add the detail layers. So let's go ahead and take an acrylic block. And for these mushrooms, we need to add some polka dots. So I'm going to use Americana. Let's go ahead and ink these up. We'll add some polka dots to the top of these mushrooms. And then we have this mushroom here. We may have to stamp this once more, so I'll keep that on an acrylic block. And then, okay, I have this little piece here where we can add a little extra layer to this mushroom. Okay, we have this layer here. We'll ink that up with our Americana also. And we're going to stamp that. I'm going to actually stamp over it twice. Wonderful. And then lastly, we have our flower centers. Let's go ahead and add this. I'm going to use Canyon clay ink. And we're going to stamp all of our flower centers here. Okay, I'm going to run everything through my die cut machine and I will be right back. I have everything die cut out. Now I did notice that we're missing a piece here, so that would be this piece to the mushroom here. So I'm going to quickly stamp this real quick using my Americana ink. We'll just add this layer here. Wonderful. And then we are good to go. I'm going to go ahead and bring in some foam tape and we're going to do some layering. Just add one here to layer. It's very easy. If you wanted to stamp this layer on the base layer, you could, but I think it's going to work out just fine for today. So that's mushroom one. Put the leaves aside, and then we have these smaller mushrooms. Okay, so now all of our mushrooms are layered and good to go. Now we're going to work on our background. For our background, we are going to be using, I have an A2 panel of Harvest Gold cardstock. I'm using the cornered Décor die set, and we're going to go ahead and die cut out 4 corners here and here, and then I'll die cut it out here and here. I'll be right back. Okay, we have the positive, which look great in corners. I'm going to use my card base as an example. Look how pretty that is. But I'm going to use the negative piece and take it and just adhere it to the front of my card base. Now I'm going to go ahead and take some white cardstock, and using my delightful brackets, we're going to die cut out a panel with both of them actually with white cardstock here. I'll run these through my die cut machine and I'll be right back. Once we have these two die cut, I'll put this to the side, and then I'm using Hawaiian Shores ink in my blending brush, and I'm just going to add a little color around the edges here. That's all there is to this. I'm going to take this panel and adhere it to the front of my card base. We're going to put it right down the center. And then with this panel, we're going to arrange our mushrooms. So let's go ahead and arrange them. We'll start with this one. And I'm going to just use my tape runner, add some adhesive behind here. And I'm just going to add this. Next, we'll put some greenery behind here. I'll add this mushroom. We have this leaf. Let's add it behind this mushroom here. Wonderful. Okay, after we have this done, we have our little flowers. I'm going to pop these ones up with some small foam squares. on our little mushroom cluster. We'll add one there. Yeah, I think that looks good. Okay, so believe it or not, now this is one piece. I'm going to flip this over. I'm going to go ahead and add some more adhesive behind here. I'm going to take this panel and I'm going to adhere it. And then we can add this to the center. Wonderful. Now for my greeting, I'm going to bring in my larger than life hello. And I'm going to use the hello here. And I'm also going to stamp just a friendly note to say hello. We'll go ahead and stamp hello. And then I'll go ahead and stamp just a friendly note. And then I'm going to go ahead and trim these away. Okay, I went ahead and did a little adjusting. We're going to go ahead and add our greeting. This says just a friendly note to say. I'm going to put this right across the bottom. Okay, and then we're going to add our hello right below it. And I did pop these up with some foam tape. Wonderful. And then we have our small mushroom I'll put right here next to our hello. I'm going to bring in my Nuvo crystal drops. This is simply white, and I'm going to add some dimension to these mushroom dots here. Okay, and that will finish off my card today for Papertrey Ink. Another fun mushroom card. I thank you so much for joining me. Have a fabulous day. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.